Hi, I haven't done a video or a recording for a while. I thought I'd do a recording tonight, voice recording. It's the 15th of July 2022. I'm out on my bike. A few things have happened. And the most important one is my dog Charlie. The background is back in April. The vet did a blood test and found that he had a very poor functioning kidneys, and this was a complete shock to us because I'd noticed he was peeing more. He was drinking more and peeing more, and afterwards the vet said, yeah, that would be a symptom, is maybe trying to eliminate toxins from the body. And so anyway, we changed his diet. That was back in mid-April. He went on special diet for poor kidney function, and we arranged another blood test in a month, and he improved a bit, and then in June he had another blood test, and his figures were excellent, and the vet actually said he called it a minor miracle, which I was a little bit skeptical. I thought maybe the equipment wasn't calibrated. It seemed the change in the levels seemed very, very large. So, and then 2 weeks ago, he suddenly got quite ill. We'd just come back. We spent the night in Italy and on the coast, and we'd come back, and a few days later he brought up his food and he wasn't eating, and I took him to the vet in the afternoon, and they did a blood test and said he was much worse, and they didn't give us much hope. So the vet wanted to keep him in overnight and put him on a drip, which is it's into the blood to try and sort of unblock the kidneys. I think that's my understanding. I'm not a medical person. So we left him overnight, and we went back in the evening to see him, and it was so sad. He was just in a cage. Okay, there's a big cage in the back room at the vet's, but he just looked so forlorn, and with this drip into his front paw, and so we left him there. We wished him love, and we went home, and it was very weird him not being at home. It was the only time we've been separated from him over the years is when we're away somewhere, and he's stayed with a friend, but this time was very odd. So anyway, the following day, he didn't seem to have improved much. He wasn't eating, and the vet said rather than keep him in another night, we could take him home and see if we could get him to eat. And so we took him home. That was on the Thursday morning, and the vet said come back on Friday for another blood test. But Thursday he was so weak, and I when the vet said take him home, I stupidly, foolishly thought, oh, that means he's improving, but he wasn't. And it was heartbreaking to see my tough little boy just not really being able to move very much, and have no appetite and no energy, and I just is so different from the dog I knew. And anyway, bottom line, we took him back on Friday, and the levels in the blood had not improved at all, and the vet said, there's no point in giving him any more treatment, and he can literally go at any time. And I asked what he recommended, and he said he wouldn't want him to suffer. So that was the Thursday. That was the Friday morning, at the end of June, the last day of June, and we said, okay, so we will take him home now, and then we'll bring him tomorrow morning, 11:30, and put him, end his suffering. And, that's a euphemism. We're gonna end his life. And oh God, that was such a difficult. And I was dreading that Saturday morning, 11:30. So anyway, we took him home, and he was very, didn't have any energy at all. On the way home, we stopped at the local park, and he got out of his, because we were carrying him in a trolley thing, and he got out of that, and he walked a bit and sank down on the grass, and like as he always did, pressed his nose into the grass and sniffing the earth. And I think he was sort of telling us something. I'm not sure. Anyway, we got him home later that morning, and he didn't improve during the day, and we tried to give him some liquid, just spray it in his mouth. The vet had given us a special spray, and then around 6, just after 6, he was looking at me and looking at both of us, and we were with him in the living room, and my wife suggested we get his bed, so we put him in his bed in the living room, and it was funny, he stretched out his back legs the way he'd always do, and his tail wagged a little bit, and then I noticed his tongue was a very odd colour. It was like almost blue, and I'd never seen that before, and he just left us. He passed away, and it took me several minutes to realise he had done. I was listening for a heartbeat and breath, and he'd gone. And I think maybe he knew he didn't want to put us through that last visit to the vet, and it was better this way. And so we kept him in his bed, and our friend John Mark came over, who's known Charlie since he was 4 months old, and we've been on many walks together. He was very close, the closest person to him other than myself and my wife. And we had a couple of beers, and we sat around his body in his bed. We put a little blanket over him, and he looked so peaceful. And anyway, it's so difficult. It's exactly 2 weeks tonight. It's Friday evening now, and I'm at a place up on the chateau in Nice where we used to come every evening, because I built a box on the back of my bike that so he could travel here. So I'd cycle here and then lock my bike up, and we walk around, and he'd have a sniff, and sometimes I'd give him a little dog treat or whatever. I'm back here now, and I can feel his presence around. So it's so difficult. The bond you have with the dog, it's so hard when they go. And now I don't feel like going home. It feels empty. Anybody who's had a dog, especially if you've had a dog a long time. Charlie was nearly 15. If you've had a dog a long time, and that bond is unbelievable. We went everywhere. We took him everywhere with him. He's been all over the place. He's been to Genoa. He's been to Como in Italy. Lots of places in Italy overnight, and he's been to Marseille and Avignon and up in the mountains, and he's been canyoning. And I put together a Flickr album of all the photos lots of photos of him over the years. It's painful to see it. So anyway, that's my life at the moment. So it's yeah, as you can imagine, it's not great. But I have great memories of him, and so if you have a dog tonight, hug your dog. Okay.